So Apple's finally done it. They've dropped their next huge product, the Vision Pro. But here's the thing. They're not calling it a VR headset. No, they're calling it a spatial computer. It's supposed to blend the digital world with, your actual room. But what does that even mean in practice? Let's cut through all the marketing hype and figure out what this thing is really like to use.
And wow, the reactions, they have been intense. I mean, this quote just nails it, right? It perfectly sums up the vibe around the Vision Pro. It's this mix of total awe and, well, a little bit of apprehension. We're talking about a headset that promises to mash up our digital and physical lives in a way that's kind of mind-blowing and totally new.
Okay, so let's get real for a second. Forget the hype, forget that insane price tag. The big question, the one we're all wondering, is what's it actually like to wear a computer on your face? That's what we're going to dive into. We'll look at the hardware, the wild new controls, and what you can really do with it, based on a solid week of hands-on, or I guess I should say, eyes-on testing.
All right, let's start with the hardware. What is this thing, physically? Now, Apple keeps calling it a spatial computer, but let's be honest. Underneath it all, it's a super, super high-end VR headset. But there's a reason they're trying to dodge that label, and it has everything to do with a few key design choices that really do set it apart.
And man, the design just screams Apple. You got this beautifully machined aluminum frame, a single huge piece of curved glass up front. It feels premium. You even get familiar stuff like the digital crown from the Apple Watch. The speakers that are built in are surprisingly good. They point right at your ears and sound super immersive. And of course, there are little fans inside to keep the whole thing from overheating, because it's packing two powerful chips, the M2 and that brand new R1 chip.
But all that beautiful glass and metal comes at a price. And I'm talking about weight. The Vision Pro clocks in at 638 grams. To give you an idea, that's literally heavier than an iPad Pro. And believe me, where all that weight is located turns out to be one of the biggest deals about this entire device.
And here's the key difference. See, it weighs about the same as a Meta Quest Pro, but look at how the weight is distributed. The Quest Pro is smart. It puts the battery in the back to act as a counterbalance. Apple, well, they didn't do that. With the Vision Pro, every single one of those 638 grams is hanging off the front, pressing right on your face.
So that leads us to maybe the most controversial decision Apple made. To get at least some of that weight off your head, they took the battery out of the headset entirely. Instead, it's in this little external pack, connected by a cable that you're supposed to just stick in your pocket. Yep, there's a wire. So that little battery pack will get you somewhere between 2 and 4 hours of use. That's fine. It's pretty standard for these kinds of headsets. But what if you want to use it for longer? Well, then you have to plug the battery pack into a wall outlet. So the reality is, you're pretty much always tethered to something. That's the trade-off from not having the battery's weight on your face. Okay, moving on to how you actually control this thing. The hardware is impressive, yeah, but it's got its issues. But the user interface? This is where things get absolutely wild. Apple's big idea for controlling a computer on your face? Get this, no controllers at all.
And setting it up is just ridiculously easy. The very first time you put it on, the lenses just automatically adjust to your eyes. It does a super quick scan of your hands, then you just look at a couple of dots on the screen and pinch your fingers. The whole thing takes, less than a minute? And boom, you're calibrated and ready to go. It's that fast.
And that little pinch gesture, that's everything. That's how you control the whole system. You literally just look at an icon or a button and you pinch your thumb and index finger together to click on it. It honestly feels like magic. It's like it's reading your mind. Your hands can just be chilling in your lap, and as long as the cameras see that pinch, it just works. So what makes this all feel so real and not like you're trapped in a box? It's something called video passthrough. Basically, it's the cameras on the outside showing you the real world. And just listen to this quote. The consensus is that it's the best passthrough anyone's ever seen on a headset. And it's not even close. It feels so good, it's less like looking at a screen and more like you're just wearing a pair of futuristic ski goggles.
The secret sauce here is that new R1 chip. It crunches all the data from the cameras and sensors with a delay of less than 12 milliseconds. That number might not mean much, but what it means is that the feed is so fast, so real-time, that you could literally play ping pong or catch a ball someone throws at you without any weird, disorienting lag. It's that good.
Okay, so the hardware is wild, the controls feel like science fiction, but what do you actually do with it, right? Every big new gadget needs a killer app, that one thing that makes you go, okay, I need this. So what is that for the Vision Pro?
Well, that's where things get a little complicated, because right now the app situation is kind of weird. Some of the biggest apps you'd expect are just not there. I'm talking about Netflix, YouTube, Spotify. None of them made a dedicated app for the launch. Sure, you can use their websites in the browser, but it's not that smooth, native experience you'd want.
So it turns out the killer app isn't an app at all. It's the ecosystem. The most mind-blowing, genuinely useful thing you can do with a Vision Pro has everything to do with how it connects to another Apple device you might already have on your desk.
This is it. This is the showstopper. You just look over at your MacBook, tap an icon that appears, and poof, your Mac's physical screen goes black, and a giant, beautiful 4K version of it appears floating in the air in front of you. You can resize it, move it around, make it as big as a movie screen, all while still using your real keyboard and mouse. It's basically a perfect, private, portable monitor that you can take anywhere. It's a total game changer.
All right, now we have to talk about what is, without a doubt, the weirdest, most sci-fi, and maybe most unsettling feature of the Vision Pro. It's called personas, and it's Apple's answer to the big problem with VR headsets. How do you keep from being totally cut off from other people?
So what is a persona? It's a super realistic 3D digital version of you. It scans your face to create this avatar, and then it uses all the internal cameras to track your eye movements and facial expressions to animate it in real time. So when you're on a FaceTime call, the other person isn't seeing your real face, they're seeing this digital puppet.
The way you make one is pretty simple. You actually take the headset off and hold it in front of you, kind of like you're setting up Face ID on your phone. You turn your head left and right, up and down, you smile, you raise your eyebrows, and the whole time it's scanning you and building this digital twin. And the result is really strange. It's this wild mix of being technically amazing, but also deeply creepy. The quote here says it all. Incredibly impressive and slightly unsettling. It's just not quite human. The eyes look a little dead, the hair can look kind of fake, and it just has this vibe that lands it smack dab in the middle of the uncanny valley. Okay, let's sum this all up. The good stuff? The feeling of immersion is amazing. The eye and hand controls feel like the future. The video pass-through is the best there is, period. And that Mac integration is a true killer feature. But then there are the downsides. It's heavy, and all that weight is on your face. The app library is missing some big players, you're always dealing with that battery cable, and oh yeah, the price is astronomical. So in the end, the Vision Pro is a total paradox. The technology inside it gives you these incredible, mind-blowing glimpses of what computing could be like in the future. But the reality of using it today, the comfort issues, that cable, the insane cost, you just can't ignore them. So what is this thing? Is it truly the future? Or is it just a really, really fascinating, flawed, and unbelievably expensive first draft of that future?